Hey everybody. Not your usual crew here on a Sunday, but
We're without our Sunday fearless leaders who we're missing.
yeah, I know some was missing doing the live on Sunday, so I was like, I could do a couple of hours. It wouldn't be too bad. Somebody's echoing.
Mute me, is it?
I hear myself talking. Hello? I hear myself talking.
Do you maybe have to mute something on your computer?
Always good stuff. Maybe I got it too high up. How's that?
There we go.
Yeah, that's
now
good.
I can barely hear you, so I'm going to turn it back up a little bit. Okay, how about
talk a little more?
Was that working?
Yeah, you're good.
Sounds good.
And I can, because Lee's really soft spoken, so I'm like, whoa, I can't hear Lee.
I can be loud. I'm trying to be quiet.
And then my light over here keeps going out. I think I'm gonna have to get a new bulb. So I'm gonna be in the dark. Oh well. Oh. But anyway, I should ask first. What are y'all reading? See, I'm discombobulated.
It's throwing you off. It's throwing you off. I am going to be getting done the chapters I need to in Atomic Habits.
How far are you into that yet?
Yeah.
Chapter 9, page 118.
Not bad.
I got that much more. Yeah.
Okay.
The way it's scheduled out, I think we're reading until like this first or second week of September.
Oh, all right.
Okay. So just kind of picking at it a little bit at a time.
Exactly.
That's how I'd have to do with any kind of nonfiction, I think. Just pick at it a little bit at a time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if not that, I also have I don't remember, another book that I'm in the middle of, The Vacancy in Room 10 by Serafina Nova Glass. I'm in the middle of that one too. Tammy's back.
She's back.
Yay. We have the disappearing, reappearing Tammy.
I know. I keep getting kicked off, so I'm not holding much hope that I'll be here more than about 1 minute. So hi, everybody. If I disappear, I'll just be in the down in the comments with everyone.
Okay.
Very good. Very good.
So I know, Sarah, you haven't been reading, so are you
I
reading?
do have a book on the go. I just haven't been reading, like, not as much as I normally am. Like, I haven't finished a book all month. But because I was having trouble, like, focusing on something. So I decided yesterday, because I had to go down to the hospital to pick up pills, I started listening to on audio the Thursday Murder Club. I'm giving it a reread prior to the show coming out on Netflix. So,
cool.
Yeah, so that's what I'm currently reading right now.
How about you, Tammy?
Well, I have been in a huge reading slump the last couple of months, and I'm finally out of it. So I have a whole stack. I know. Yay, I have a whole stack of books here that I have started and just never finished, and I'm going to just work on those, whichever one grabs my fancy.
Cool.
Excellent.
I am trying to get Unthreat by Lynn H. Blackburn done because I only have it a couple more days on Libby, so I need to get that one done. And I'm 60% into it. And I also need to do some editing, so I don't know which one I'll do, but also in the middle of Sweet Laurel Falls by Rayanne Thane. It's the third book in the Hope's Crossing series. And I think I'm too tired to try my Christopher Pike book, but it's over here just in case. I'm sleepy. I didn't get much sleep last night. Let's see how everybody else is. So, hi, Amy says, hi, Storm, and anyone who might be on here with you. I'm glad to see you're on today. Not sure what I'm reading yet. I finished a book last night and I haven't had a chance to pick up a new one yet. Cool. And Mary Jo says, "Happy Sunday, everyone. Still reading Endless Summer by Ellen Hildebrand, and have just over 60 pages left. So yeah, almost done."
Fantastic.
And she also says, "I have my brother and his family in town for one more day. So everyone have a good live, and I'll see you tomorrow." Okay. Well, I hope you have a good day with your family.
Mm-hmm.
And she also says, "Don't forget to thumbs up." Thank you. Hi, Esther Jane says, "Thank you for having a sprint. I'm reading A Beautiful Terrible Murder by Claire Andrews. It's a middle grade book that just came out August 5th. It has a younger Sherlock Holmes in it. And it's the Irene Adler series. So it's a young Irene Adler. And it has, the cover does not look middle grade. It looks almost like it's about to dip into young adult by the cover. But it looked interesting.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And Cajun says, "Hi, everyone. I'm reading a Garnish of Guilt, Press for Justice number 4. About 30 pages left. And nice of Stormy to have sprints today." You're welcome. Because I was like, I can do sprints, but I don't want to be by myself.
And Garrett's like, "Aren't you? It's Sunday. Shouldn't you be talking to your friends?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I said Tiffany's away." He goes, "But you have other friends." I'm like, "Are you trying to get rid of me?"
Well, that was like, it's like, just because she's not here doesn't mean we can't have a sprint. So,
right?
Kim says, "Hey, everyone. Reading Mystery at Church, Eve Mallow number 6.
Nice.
And lunch was chicken tenders and a salad and french fries and a lemon meringue pie for dessert. Yummy."
Nice.
Also says, "When showing my ID for my birthday, I realized my driver's license expired Friday.
Oh, no.
A friend is going to loan me the money to get it renewed." Oh, that's good.
Oh, goodness.
I remember when my aunt, she let hers expired and she was fretting and everything because she thought she was going to have to take the whole test and stuff over again. And it didn't end up being quite as bad as she thought it was going to be when she got there. It's like, yeah, as long as it's within a few days, I think it's not quite so bad. It's when you let it expired for 2 or 3 months, I think, then it might be a little different.
True.
Hi, Nadine says, "Hi, everyone. Reading Hidden Nature by Nora Roberts. It's too early for me to give my opinion on the book, other than I say I've read the first 2 chapters and want to keep reading." Well, that's always good. Cajun says, "That's nice for Kim. Glad to realize it and can get it renewed." Yeah.
I was going to say, here in Canada, I think it's all of Canada, we have what's called graduated licensing. So you get your G1, your G2, and then your G-class license. So it can take you 5 years to get your G-class license. But you go through stages. So for the first year, you cannot drive on the highways. You can't do this, and then your G2 license, it's basically the same as having your full class G. But if you get pulled over and if you blow anything, if you have any alcohol, you lose your license automatically and have to start all over again from the beginning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we always jokingly refer to, once we got our G-class license, we now had our drunk driver's license. Don't drink and drive, that's not what I'm saying, but I knew a girl in high school who legitimately lost her license briefly because she blew over because she had cough syrup.
Oh, wow.
She ended up going to court to prove that she wasn't drunk because it was 10 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Anyway, small fun fact. So it took me 5 years to get my full class driver's license.
What age can you get your license there?
16.
If you can do that?
16? So at 16, I got my driver's license. You guys would call it a 365. I got my G1, right? So we had that 1 year, had to drive with your parents, this and that. And then I took the test and got my G2. And then I waited about 4 years and then got my full G. But yeah, that's why I like to say that I'm a decent driver.
Well, here, every state has different age requirements.
Right? You get these country kids who have been driving since they were 8, and the tractors and the trucks on the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some places they do driver's ed, while other places don't do driver's ed and things like that.
Yeah.
Because I never took driver's ed in school.
We didn't take it in school. You had to pay for it outside of school.
Now I think here you're required, in New Jersey, I think you're required to go to an outside company and do your like hours and all that stuff with them.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I never wanted to get my license whenever it was time to do that. Anyway, I didn't want to drive. I never did. I always said I was going to get me a chauffeur. It never worked, but it never happened. But I always said I wanted to get me a chauffeur. And Kim says, "Thank you, Stormy, for the sprints. I'm going to look for an old one to watch. I was going to look for an old one to watch."
Oh, very good.
And Amy says, it came on originally at 4 because I didn't read the time. LOL. I decided to read Kamagawa Food Detective.
That one looks so cute. I have a copy of it.
I've never heard of it, but that's a mouthful. And hi, Anita says, "Hi, everyone. I'm reading Trouble is Brewing by Vicki Delaney and A Very Woodsy Murder by Ellen Byron." And it says, "Stormy, I also want to thank you for sprints. I love to read with you guys and listen to the chat." You're welcome.
Wonderful.
Hi, and Bob says, "Hi, ladies. I'm reading Murder on Cape Cod, an older series, but a lot of fun."
Nice.
And of course, comment sometimes. Text to speech just cut me off. Oh no. Yeah. And Kim says, "Caitlin, it's nice of both of them. I'm surrounded by great people." Yeah, it's nice.
Yes, for sure.
And Cavs, hi, says, "Yay, reading sprints. I have a book to finish. Is it North Argyle Abbey by Janelle Leonard? Kind of a play on Northanger Abbey, I'm guessing. So
Yes.
a contemporary romance with a royalty theme set in Australia. Debut author too. Really good. Cool.
All right, I'm looking this up.
Yeah.
Hi, Crochet Mina says, "What a nice surprise, sprints. Reading Theo of Golden may not be your cup of tea, but it's a beautiful story about an elderly man on a mission. Reads like a classic, and I love classics." Well, that's interesting.
Wonderful.
And Amy says, "I'm excited to read that food detective one." I'm not saying that again because my daughter and I are reading it as a buddy read, and we'll have Japanese food as we chat about the book. That's cool.
Well, that's a lovely idea.
Hi, Carmen says, "Hi, ladies." And Kaden says, "May not be the usual, but a good crew today. Thanks."
Thank you.
And what a nice surprise, Carmen said. Hi, Emily. It says, "I'm a third of the way through. Well, actually." Is that a book? Well, actually? Or did you get skipped?
I think so.
Maybe it is. I'd like to know what it is because it sounds like a book about a whale. Well, and Carolina Sweetheart
It's a romance.
says, "What?"
It looks like a romance.
Romance. Okay. Says, "Hi, Stormy, Lee, Sarah, and Tammy." Oh, she kind of bumped off. "I'm currently reading my Garbagus book, The Summer I Turned Pretty, by Jenny Han and Dread Ends. I don't know, by Orlstein." Cool.
Nice.
And Valerie says, "Happy Sunday, everyone. I'm reading The Lost Apothecary today.
Nice.
And dinner will be sloppy joes and chips." And that sounds really yummy.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Nice.
Hi, Elizabeth says, "I've been AWOL for so long, I didn't even get a link for today." It was a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
And Kim says, "I obviously read further than I thought in Eve Mallow during COVID. This is another reread." Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
And Carmen says, "I'm reading A Reaper at the Gates by Saba Tahir today." I'm going to say I knew Emily was going to be happy because I think you really like that series. So she's like, "Yeah." So Elizabeth says, "Great to see you guys. I thought I would just pop in for a few minutes. My daughter flies in tonight for being gone all summer. So I'm trying to get ready for her homecoming. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad she's coming home. Is she getting ready to go back to college, or is she done with college? I can't remember.
Thought she was going back, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
And Renee says, "Hi everyone," or "Hi all." I just put words in people's mouths. Really reading My Best Friend's Honeymoon by Meryl Wilsner. And Emily says, "I'm also trying to enjoy my last weekend of summer. Back to work Wednesday." Oh, bummer.
I can't. Like, I saw
Yeah, I
friend
know.
in, where is she, Arkansas? Her kids went back last week, and I'm like, we're not going back until after Labor Day here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, a
Same
lot
here.
of places in the States goes. It seems like they're going back quite early this time, but like they usually it's always like the last week in August and then it's like in the middle of the week. So you went 2 days,
Yeah.
and you had a 3-day weekend, and then you went back to school. And I
Yeah.
never understood that, but they do that. But now it's like they really backed it up. It seems like that.
Feels like it just feels
And
sooner.
Tammy says, "I give up."
Aww. It was nice seeing you.
Bummer. Yeah, it was nice seeing you though. DeShannon says, just caught you were meeting. Thanks for doing this. Sunday chats have become so nice.
Agreed.
Michelle says, enjoy your time with your daughter, Lizzie. Yeah. And it seems to be almost YA. That's what I thought. It looked like it. And I think they're more like on the teenage. And it says on on Amazon it's for ages 12 and up.
Yeah,
So,
Goodreads lists it as a YA.
Yeah, so that's like a little bit on the higher end of middle grade and then into YA. And Carmen says, I really love this series. Emily, thanks for pointing me to it. And so I got to meet up with Tiffany Wednesday. Oh, that's cool.
Hey,
Nice.
fabulous.
Awesome.
Thanks.
But that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And DeShannon says, Lee, I love Atomic Habits. I took like months to read it, but I keep thinking about it.
Yeah, everybody talks about how amazing it is, and I'm trying to push my way in there and get to all that info.
You're doing better than me. I think I would have bailed in the intro part whenever you're like really bored.
Yeah.
And Cajun says to Kim, have you had your emissions? Cajun says, oh, wow, my book is set in fictional town in Georgia. I kind of thought it was around the middle of the state. They just went to town where I went to college, and it's fairly middle-ish.
Well, that's cool.
I'll read a couple more and then get into a reading sprint. And so, Melissa, I'm glad more people are being introduced to Embers in the Ashes series. And Never Ending TBR in Kristen's Corner says, hey, ladies, happy Sunday. Hi. And Kim says, I didn't drive until I was about 20-ish. I took driver's ed in high school, and he let the ones who already knew how to drive take him to Crystal. Oops. Oh. And Kim says, we don't have to do that. Yeah. I didn't want to get my license. I was 18 when I got mine. And my mom had to kind of drag me there kicking and screaming. And I failed the actual driving test the first time because I had this really grumpy old man. And he scared me because, I mean, I was already nervous to begin with. And he kept yelling at me about certain things. And so I thought he was going to yell at me because I didn't go. And I went and I ran a red light.
Oh, sugar.
Because he yelled at me whenever I paused too long at a four-way stop. So I was already really nervous and everything.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't want to take this anyway.
I failed the written test 4 or 5 times because I don't do well with written tests. And I failed the driving test to get my G2 twice. The first time I parked in a handicap spot. That was my own stupidity. And then when it was time for my full G-class license, I showed up. It's supposed to be a 45-minute test. They're supposed to take you on the highway and the whole kit and caboodle, right? The guy gets in the car beside me. We're driving for 5 minutes. He looks at me and goes, you know what you're doing. He goes, let's go to McDonald's and go back to the test center. I said, okay.
Wow. Nice.
But that's why, like, I took like 3 or 4 years to, build up that, right? Whereas Garrett's never driven it. Like, he had his 365 way back in the day, but he's 50. He doesn't have a driver's license. I'm his chauffeur.
The second time I took the test, I barely passed with a 70, and she's like, "You need to drive still with like your parents or whatever it is," but I never did.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, whatever.
And Mom's like, "Just get out there, go,
just go."
So, okay, so we're gonna jump into a reading sprint and read to the top of the hour.
Sounds good.
So happy reading, everyone.
Sounds good. Happy reading.
So how'd everybody do?
I did good. I got through the one chapter, and I'm almost done in the second one.
Cool.
I, shockingly to no one, got no reading done, but my brother is here with my niece and nephew, so I was there talking to him for a bit.
Oh, nice.
And I'm having my little snack of one of these boost things.
Mm.
Yeah. I said to my husband, it tastes like the hospital, but if it's going to get me nutrients, that's all I care about at this
Yeah,
point.
I was gonna say at least it's like, I was almost gonna tell you get you some Pedialyte or something like that.
Yeah, so that's I bought that today when I was at Walmart. So yeah, hopefully it'll help.
Yeah, that's cool.
How about
So
you?
I'm 66% into Unknown Threat. So
Nice. Nice.
and let's see. Wrong button. Where am I? There we are. And so Kristen said that she's hoping to get more of her arc done for a local author. It's a romantasy called The Emirati Trial by Lizzie Gale. Just loves the action so far.
Wonderful.
Nice.
And then Cajun was talking to Kim about, I thought it was a state law. We do here, is it by county? That's something about the emissions.
Mm.
And Emily said dinner was a cheese quesadilla. Sounds yummy.
Yeah.
And then Kristen said that, Valerie, what do you think of the Lost Apothecary? The Lost Apothecary. There we go. So far, it's on my list. And Lizzie said that Katie's taken this school year off and is working on her vet school application right now. She's graduated with a BS in biology. Okay.
Very
Well
nice.
done.
She's trying to apply to vet school. So,
Well done.
well, I wish her lots of luck on that.
Absolutely.
And then Kim said the Cajun in Muskogee, we never had to, at least not since I've been driving. And Michelle says the kids in our district start back tomorrow.
I see a lot of kids start back tomorrow. Yeah.
And Valerie said she's on chapter 7, so not very far, but she's enjoying it so far.
And Kristen, I read The Lost Apothecary years ago, and I'm pretty sure it was a 5-star read for me. And you know how few 5 stars I give out. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I've heard a lot of people enjoy it. It's
If you
got a
like
pretty
the Good Girl
cover.
timeline,
It's got a pretty cover.
it does.
That's all I can remember. It's got a pretty cover. And Angela says, hello, everyone. So glad to be here. I'm reading Deadly Drafts by Courtney Bradley and Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And Kate says to Kim, must be a county then, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And Kim says, our kids went back last week. Wow. My county, the 4th, and the county I go to church, it was the 7th.
Holy cow.
Wow.
But they probably finish.
Yeah,
like
they
in
finish.
May or something. Yeah.
Yeah, they finish in May. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And even whenever, like, the kids here went, like, at the very end of August, they still got out, like, I mean, it was kind of like towards the end of May, but it was still in May. And it's crazy. And nowadays, I think, like, probably the snow days are so different now because of remote learning and all that kind of stuff.
There's no such thing anymore.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of a bummer because, you always look forward to, like,
Oh, absolutely.
this is snowing. Oh, look, it's snowing. We're not going to have a snow day. And now
Yep.
it's like, oh, no, you can have a snow day. You just got to get in there on your computer and do it. It's like,
Right? Kids today don't know the joy.
And Emily says, we have Wednesday and Thursday as sit days. And Friday is for freshmen and transfer students only at the high school so that they can meet teachers and walk their schedules. And we start earlier so that we are done on Friday.
Oh, very good.
Before the Friday before Memorial Day.
Oh, okay.
And hi, Cozy Fam Bam says, happy Sunday. My tween made garlic bread garlic butter steak bites,
Ooh.
orzo with spinach and garlic for dinner. And I want to go to your house now. I'm reading Once Every Life by Kristen Hanna. I'm working my way through her backlist.
Oh, wonderful.
Here you go. Lee, I sort of build on Atomic Habits. I need to let Kate know, or Kat know, I just can't.
Yeah, I noticed there was a bunch of, like, not a bunch of people, but a few people, and, like, I noticed they're really not participating. So it's fine. Like, it's a hard book to get into. So
Mm-hmm.
And Rena said, see, a lot of schools in the South go back early August. I'm North Florida and start school tomorrow.
And that's why my brother leaves next Saturday to go to Florida, because there's going to be nobody at Disney. They're all going to be back in school.
there you go.
There you go. And Kim said the Cajun 13 counties around it like that. Hi, Jill.
Hello, Jill.
And Cajun says to Kim, which explains why I've always had to, which would include all three I've lived in. And Michelle says, sorry, I failed the driving part the first time too, but I passed the written and the parallel parking part. Well, the written part I didn't have any problems with. I passed that one and everything. It's just, I had never really driven that much whenever I did take the driving part. And I'm super shy, super nervous, and all that stuff. And the parallel parking, no, I knew I was going to fail that part. You open the door and there's like this much space to the curb. It's like, yeah, no, that didn't do very well there. And Jill says, I'm not on Discord very much, so I just seen the sprints. And that's okay.
Wonderful.
It was kind of an impromptu, kind of like, hey, let's do this kind of thing. So, And Kristen said, I was 30 when I got my license. My anxiety is horrible, and I felt like I was going to pass out when I tried to learn in my late teens, early 20s. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, true.
Kim says, I had to get mine when my daddy worked in Jacksonville and my mama was going back and forth. I had to be able to drive myself to college. Yeah, even when I first started working at McDonald's, my mom would drop me off and I would have to, when my shift was over, I had to sit there and wait for her to get off work so she could come and pick me up. I didn't have my license. I was working, I just couldn't go anywhere. I had some people take me. And Valerie says, I was so nervous taking my driver's test that I went down the wrong way on a one-way. Ooh.
Oh, no.
And I could not parallel park at all. Yeah, I don't even think I can parallel park now.
Well, I can. That's one of the things I could do. I could parallel park like a dream.
I never put myself in that situation. I will walk rather than park on one of those sides where I have to try to parallel park. I will find a parking spot way down the And Cajun said that, Michelle, the only time my daddy ever raised his voice to me was trying to teach me to parallel park. I went home, parked, went in, and pouted.
My driving instructor attempted to teach me all those things, and I just couldn't. My dad he's like, I'll show you. We were out for about an hour. He's like, there, you got it. Never mind. And I'm like, see, that's all I needed was a good instructor. I mean, I grew up in the north, right? So we would go to empty parking lots in the middle of winter, and he would have me gun the car and then spin it out just to learn how to, you know what I mean? Correct yourself in a spin, which was just fun. Doing donuts in the parking lot with your dad in a Cavalier.
It probably helps, though. You don't get quite as nervous when you like.
Well, that's it. He's like, you're going to learn how to do this because it's going to happen.
Yeah, because I'm a nervous wreck if there's like, I wouldn't go anywhere if it was snowing. If I was at work and it started snowing, my dad pretty much automatically just called my cousin and was like, are you doing anything? Because we're going to have to go get Stormy from work whenever she gets off.
Yeah, my best friend's birthday was in July. Same as you. Your birthday in July. She got her driver's license in July. Never learned how to drive in the snow. To this day, she's terrified.
And Michelle said, "Oh, well, the Cajun. That's funny. But that sounds exactly like something I would have done." Well, I don't know how to drive a stick shift or anything.
Oh, no.
I don't know how to do that. and neither does my sister-in-law. And so when my brother has trouble with his vehicles, he comes and gets me. And that way he can yell and scream at me when I'm not doing things right while he's trying to push. And I'm like, why don't you get your wife? He's like, I'm not yelling at her. I'm like, exactly.
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
And Esther Jane says, look the book back up, and it is YA. I was told by someone middle grade, the characters are at Oxford. All but one they have introduced. John Watson is just learning to be a cop.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, so I just shared Google Doc with you. I've been working on compiling the J.A. Jance reading publication order. It's not complete yet, though. I've seen
cool.
that. I just looked at it just a few minutes ago. So thank you. And I noticed that I was telling them that we should start the Allie Reynolds one, but in publication order, we should have already started the Walker series. So I'm like, go.
Uh-oh.
And because all of her books seem to connect at one point in time, like you're going to meet one of the characters in one of the other books or whatever, and so you almost really should read her in publication order just to kind of get that straightened out, where you at least know who the characters are. And Crochet Mina said finished a couple of a couple of chapters while having homemade chicken soup for dinner.
Oh,
Yum.
nice.
And Anita says, well, I didn't read during that sprint because I got sidetracked with a phone call. That happened. Oh, hey, it's been a sprint. Cajun has finished a book.
Yep. I was gonna say, yep.
Wrap it up now.
And congrats, Cajun. And Carmen says he's at 35%. Jill says, I was so hot, I took my shower and read 8 pages of Pyro Curse by Pepper Bash. Emily said I ate dinner and got 148. And the main female character just made a joke about being mentally ill, which to me, that is not something you make a joke about. If I wasn't reading this for the hardest reading challenge ever do, I would be an F. That's a bummer.
Mm.
I watched The Toxic Avenger last night. I talk about it in my daily reading vlog, but what was teenage me thinking when I watched that movie? Because I remember thinking it was so funny, and I used to watch it all the time whenever I was a teenager in like 20s. I could barely get through it. I was like, this is horrible. It's bad acting, just horribly bad acting. This is just dumb.
Right?
It's just
Right?
really bad. I'm like, it's like they just got a whole bunch of people together and said, act this out without having any kind of acting experience.
That's funny.
And I don't remember it ever. So this must be something new, because I don't remember it ever having a label it, because it says warning extreme violence and everything. And I'm like, I don't remember that ever being on there. But then I'm watching it, and you're not even that far into it. And it's like, oh, that's right. And so, yeah, so it was just like, oh, that was horrible.
I mean, you watch some of those old movies that were like in the 80s and early 90s and stuff, and like beloved movies. But I mean, yeah, by today's standards, they wouldn't. But then I still think they're funny. But I
Yeah, well, you know, and most of them I can handle. Most of them I'm like, oh, well, this is really kind of cheesy and a little over the top, but it's still fun. Teen Witch, all those, I still think they're like really fun. But this one, I was just like, oh, this is just bad.
Yeah, some of them are just bad. Like I think about like.
And the thing is they've made a reboot of it with Peter Dinklage.
Oh God!
It just can't coming out or whatever, and everything. Yeah. But I think it's going to be totally different, because there's no way they would remake it the way this was. I think it wouldn't go over. So I know they had to have changed some things, because.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was just really gross. Like some of the things that were happening, and the way they were making fun of the little nerdy guy and calling him all kinds of names. I'm like, these people would have been so canceled today.
Well, that's exactly. You know,
did not hold up.
No.
And Nadine says I read, and they made 3 of those, and I'm like, there ain't no way I'm watching 2 and 3. And Nadine says I read 1 chapter and ate homemade lasagna. Oh, that sounds so good. I want lasagna. My dad doesn't like lasagna.
Oh,
Emily says went from a 3-star book to a 2-star with that comment. Oh, that's a bummer. It's kind of like, when the dog dies or whatever. It's like, well, it
that
was
would be my
3-star,
biggie.
but now it's 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Unfortunately, not reading much today. School starts tomorrow. High school teacher getting paperwork in place. Well, good luck, Shannon. Good luck.
Absolutely.
And Jill said this weekend is tax-free weekend, so I bought a few more books to add to my never-ending TBR. I might add more tonight. Well, there you go. It's a good way to use it. And Emily says the Lost Apothecary was a 3.5 star for me.
Okay.
I can say it once and then I can't say it ever again.
Right.
Kim says I scrolled on my phone. Yeah,
That's fine.
We always start after Labor Day. I graduated on June 3rd. And Kim says, but we didn't get a fall break or an entire week of Thanksgiving. And Jill says, can I come over to Cozy Fam Bam? That sounds delicious. It does. It sounds really yummy. And Emily says, I have a love-hate relationship with electronic learning days versus snow days. I like not having to extend our school year, but we have to scramble to find something that the students can do online.
Yeah.
And Cozy Fan Man says, anytime to deal. Says, and then they don't do it, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, true enough.
Jill says, I didn't have to parallel park for my test. He took me past the partially covered stop sign, which I got.
Oh, there you go.
And it didn't have to parallel park. Basically, drove around the block.
Nice.
And when I was driving, and I don't know how you guys are, but the whole like parking on a hill.
Yeah.
I swear they find the smallest little dinkiest little hill
Legit.
and then tell you to like pull over. And you're like thinking, am I on a hill? It doesn't feel like I'm on a hill, but I feel like this is a trick thing.
Yeah. Is this a hill?
So
Is
it's
this
like,
not a hill?
just do it in case. Turn your wheels.
Right.
Right. And I can never remember which way to turn the wheels and
Yeah.
yada yada yada. And we laugh up here. Garrett and I have a running joke that because there were a lot of people licensed during COVID that may not have had the proper training, let's say, not the best drivers. And around that same time, now Ontario is now up to 7-digit plates starting with a D. So 4 letters starting with a D and then 3 numbers. And during COVID, all the plates at that time started with C. So every time we see someone with a C plate, we're like, oh, look, a COVID driver. So stay away from them.
There you go.
And Jill always had trouble parallel parking. That's just a hard thing to do.
I just don't do it anymore.
And Jill says when I had my permit, I drive my dad. He would complain that I was in 2 lanes at once. And I said to him, I learned from the best.
There you go.
There. Yep.
Well done.
And congrats, Cajuns.
Yay.
And Kim says, my friend is going to bring me money in the morning so that I can renew my license and go get money my aunt sent me to Walmart. That's cool.
Oh, lovely. Wonderful.
And that is the last sprint. So I guess we'll just jump into a reading sprint. And
Sure.
last comment. So I guess we'll jump into it.
There you go.
There we go. And just go ahead and read to the top of the hour, and then we can finish off the comments that we'll have. And then
Sounds like a plan.
we've been successful and everything. And I haven't had supper yet. So
And I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to eat. So,
Yep.
Sounds good.
Happy reading.
happy reading.
Happy reading.
So how'd everybody do?
I did good. I got to chapter 11, and my goal for this weekend was to get through 9 and 10. So
That's good.
now for next week, it's 11 and 12. So at least I'm caught up.
Yeah, that's good.
How'd you do?
I got to 76% and unknown threat. So
Okay. Not bad, not bad.
and Sarah said she wasn't feeling good, so she had to pop off.
Yeah. Hope she feels better. She just seems like she's just miserable with it right now. Feeling like that the whole time, just being like nauseous is just a miserable feeling.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Because I'm sure most of us associate food with happiness. So, you know, when you don't have that, it's like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah. And Jill says that I finished Murder Off the Books by Tamara Berry, which finished the series on Thursday night, and I just started Sleeping Murder by Agatha Christie ebook. Cool. I like that Tamara Berry series. I wish it would have went more than 3 books.
Don't you hate when that happens? And meanwhile, a series that you don't really care for goes on forever. You're like, come on, wrap it up.
Yeah. And Esther James says, but there are times I think parking should be on the test. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Parking etiquette. If you think you have to take up 2 parking spots, then park down farther. Don't take up 2 parking spots up there closer.
Yeah, exactly. Do it at the end of the lot where no one's going to park next to you anyway. So, yeah.
That always drives me crazy. I think, oh, here's a spot, and you get there, and somebody's taking up half of that spot, and it's like
that. And you know what gets me too? When you go to pull up to us, because it's happened today, pull up in a spot, and there's a motorcycle parked all the way in there. And
oh
like,
yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. Or one of those little smart cars, because they're just about as
you can't see them either. Yeah.
Can't see them. And Annie says, hi, I've been reading His or Hers by Alice Feeney today. And Jill says, Annie, that's on my TBR for September. And Esther Jane got to 26% and had Jello sugar-free, a Jello with Cool Whip. That sounds yummy.
Like that.
And then here was Sarah saying that she wasn't feeling well. And so we got a sorry rabbit hole again. Husband family videos on YouTube. That's funny, Kim.
What happened?
And then she said, hope you feel better soon, Sarah. And Amy says, thanks for hosting Sunday Sprint Storm. You're welcome. It was nice to see you ladies. And Crochet Mina says, to feel better, Sarah, and thanks for Sprint. And Kim said, Sarah, tomorrow night. Yes, she's supposed to be hosting tomorrow night, so we'll see how it goes. And Carmen says, I made it to 40%. Awesome. And Anita says, I read 3 chapters in Very Woodsy Murder. How are you liking it, Anita? Are you liking that one? And Kim said, thanks for the sprint. See y'all tomorrow. And Angela says, hope you are able to get some rest and feel better, to Sarah. Jill said, read 25 pages of The Body in the Book. Body at the Book Fair by Ellie Alexander. And to Anita said, Sarah, hope she feels better. And Angela said, almost 3/4 of the way into Atmosphere. Cool. And she's making hamburger stroganoff for dinner.
Sounds good.
Dad is wanting what he calls egg toast. And we had a discussion about this. It's French toast.
Oh, I thought you were going to say egg toast, like we always say egg in bread, where you like put a hole like in the middle of the bread.
Yeah. And see, and I call that like egg in a hole or whatever, or some people call it a bird's nest, I think.
Bird's nest, yeah, I've heard that, yeah.
But yeah, well, the first time whenever he wanted egg toast, that's what I made, because I was like, well, maybe that's what he's talking about or whatever. And he's like, well, this is okay, but that's not what I meant. And then I'm like, well, I was thinking scrambled eggs on toast.
Yeah.
Egg toast.
That would be another thing I would think of. Not French toast. I would never think that. No.
No, and he always says that. And he was, because I told him, I said, well, we probably won't eat until after I get off of here and everything. And he texted me and he's like, if you'd like to have egg toast, he goes, I can make the batter and have the batter made, or whatever it is. And I'm like, I'm assuming you mean French toast. And I named all this stuff. And I'm like, I think I can make that whenever I go down there. If that's what you're wanting, because I think you're hinting here is like.
Exactly.
And he's like, okay.
Funny. That's funny.
And Jill said, feel better, Sarah. And Nadine's I read another chapter, and now I have chocolate cake baking. Oh, yummy. Productive sprints for me. I want to go to your house. I love chocolate.
And delicious, yeah.
And Michelle said, thanks for hosting Sprint Stormy. You're welcome. And nice seeing you, Lee.
You too.
And thanks for the sprints. And nice to see you, Lee, too.
Thank you, Carmen.
And Anita says, loving it so far. Thanks for the sprints, lady, and be safe. I hope you see you all soon. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I don't know. Maybe I was just off whenever I was reading it.
It happens,
And I'm hoping to get to the next one, and maybe it'll be a little bit better. But I think lately I've been like super hard on cozy mysteries, and I think it's because I've read so many of them now that I just maybe I've read too many of them, so that's why I haven't really been reading a lot of them because I'm like I feel like when I read one I'm like, oh, the main character is doing this again. They're making the detective look stupid, or
Yep, I get it.
And Esther Jane says, so glad you decided to do sprints. You're welcome. You're one of the reasons that I was like, maybe I can get people together and we can do it. Esther Jane wants sprints. And Emily says, thanks for the sprints. Got to page 189.
Nice.
And Annie says to Michelle, I really liked it so far. And Annie says, I had French toast last night. I had a craving for it. It was good.
Nice.
And Cajun says, I like Storm's dad is like, oh, if you want it.
You want it.
Or he wants. Yes,
Exactly.
that is true. It is. It's very true. I'll come downstairs and he'll always be like, I was thinking, if you would like to have, and it's like
it's all in the wording, how he puts it to you.
You did good. Well, thank you. And Nate said, oh, I haven't had French toast in a long time. And I have put that on my meal plan for next week. Just one moment.
It's easy too. I like breakfast for dinner too, so sometimes that's an easy one to do.
Says that I gave this the story 4 stars. Yeah, I think I gave it 4 stars because it was more like a 3.5 stars. But they have a 3.5 stars on there. So
yeah. True.
And Jill said, I'm glad you did sprints too. I really enjoyed them. Thank you. You're welcome. And Annie says, I wish there was more cozies with no romance. I really like those when I find them. Yeah, or just no love triangle. I don't mind the romance so much. Just no love triangle. And I think that was my problem. Is I was just one after another. There was always a love triangle, and I was just like, I'm done with this. That's why I still haven't continued in the cupcake
Bakery series. Mm-hmm.
The Jen McKinley, because I just got so sick and tired of the relationship drama. And I'm like, I need to get past it. I know there's a point where you get past it, but I got hung up on it, and it's like I need to get to the next one. And Cajun says, I like French toast at IHOP because they have cane sugar. And French toast sounds wonderful. Yeah. Good to see you too, Lee.
You too, Esther Jane.
And Cajun says, I miss when romance and cozies was a rare thing. I would enjoy more without it too. Yeah. I like the slow build up romances that used to be in cozies or whatever. Like they thought that even if it's the detective, they thought the detective was handsome or whatever, but it was slow. It's like 4 or 5 books down before they even went on a date or something. Yes. It's like I like those kinds.
Yep. Focus on the mystery instead.
And so, do you have anything coming out, Lee?
What just flew past you, Storm?
A wasp.
Those damn things, man.
Yeah, I'm like, another one. Yeah.
What do I have coming out soon? Oh, Tuesday I have my summer goals progress.
Oh,
How I did in July.
that's cool.
What about you? What do you have other than your dailies?
I have well, my July wrap up that I still need to edit. That was the one that messed up, and I had to refilm it. And then I'll have my weekend review too. I need to film that one and try to put that one up tomorrow. I try to put it up on Mondays, but it seems like it always ends up on Wednesday. So try really hard to get it up on Monday. Because like I was like, I should have filmed that today, but instead I was listening to audiobook and watching Highlander on TV. Oh well. And Cajun says too many romances take over now. Yeah, I've read cozy mysteries for the mysteries, and anything else is a bonus and should be secondary. Yeah.
Yes, agreed.
And I think that's the reason they're doing that now is they're trying to appeal to the romance people and try to bring them into the mysteries and everything. And it's like, well, make it a separate thing. Just make cozy romances with a mystery or something. Make that a different genre or something like they did Romantasy. Like they had so many romance and fantasies that they finally just separated it out and just made its own like genre or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And then you know what you're getting. So that would work.
I really enjoy your 2 on Tuesday videos. So, yeah, and I have one of those coming out because I need to do one of those.
Nice.
And so, yes, sorry. And okay, so I'm going to get off of here because I'm getting hungry.
Have to serve your toast now.
Yeah. So I hope you guys have great. And remember tomorrow, I think it's Tara, unless she's not feeling well. I think she's going to be hosting. She said she was going to. So we have that tomorrow. And maybe Tiffany will be back. I don't know.
There you go.
So thanks for hanging out with me for a couple of hours.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.